Part 31. It's Doomsday, there are all-female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 301. Wu Liang and others silently walked towards the big tent that Zhu Ming pointed to. There are a lot of materials piled up there, and it seems that this is where the workers eat and drink. I didn't expect it to get in so easily. The people here are not very vigilant. Xiao Wang looked proud. Don't be too public, keep a low profile. Wu Liang immediately reminded. Xiao Wang obediently closed his mouth. After all, it is an important task assigned by the company, and it must not fail. The four came to the big tent. Suddenly, Xiao Wang was shocked and pointed forward in surprise. Zombie, zombie. Xiao Wang stammered. The person in charge of the food in the tent was a red-eyed zombie. Wu Liang and the others immediately became nervous. They have dealt with zombies before, and the red-eyed zombies are still much stronger than them. Newcomer. Why are you so cowardly? Take food and water, eat and drink quickly, and go over there to move bricks after eating. The red-eyed zombie said with a look of disdain. It was Wu Jiangguo who proposed to let the zombies take care of the food. After all, zombies do not eat human food, so there is no problem of stealing or hiding. After some practice, the effect is really good. Wu Liang and others gathered up their courage, took a bottle of water and a piece of dry bread, and squatted aside to eat. They are really hungry, and the state of their bodies is not all show. After eating and drinking, they all felt a lot better. After eating, go to work. Don't squat there and be lazy. Zhu Ming, a supervisor not far away, urged him with a loudspeaker. Wu Liang and others could only stand up and walk to the unloading area where the bricks were stacked. Don't worry, we are level 2 awakeners, so even if we move bricks, we can move more efficiently than ordinary people. As long as we perform well, we will definitely attract the attention of the top management, and then we will be able to successfully enter the core. Wu Liang whispered softly. The brothers all nodded. They are level 4 awakeners. Even if their hidden strength drops to level 2, they are still among the best. It is impossible for them to keep moving bricks here. Just when the four came to the place where the bricks were stacked, a shocking scene appeared. A red-eyed tank zombie is walking out holding a container. All the red-eyed zombies have been reduced to moving bricks. This place is too scary. The hearts of Wu Liang and others were greatly impacted. They thought they were the most powerful in the brick-moving team. When are we going to get out of here? All four felt a hint of despair in their hearts. In this way, they silently joined the team of moving bricks. 996, no matter how much you eat, drink, and get paid, if you put it before the end, a fool will not do it. But now, the job is something people are scrambling to do. After all, it's the safest way to get food in the apocalypse. After a long work, it was finally 9 o'clock in the evening. The hard workers on the construction site received food one after another and got on the shuttle bus back to the rest area. Wu Liang and the others also breathed a sigh of relief. Although they were level 4 awakeners, it was quite tiring to move bricks for a day. The four of them were about to follow and get into the car, but were stopped by Zhu Ming. You guys, you only came at noon. I haven't done 12 hours yet. Go back and continue moving. Zhu Ming said lightly. What am I? The grumpy Xiao Wan couldn't help it a little. It's been a long day, and you have to work overtime? They are all top secret agents, and now they have become migrant workers. Can't stand it? Wu Liang immediately held Xiao Wang's hand. Yes, we know. We're going back to work. Wu Liang took the others back to the construction site. What do you think? Forgot what we came here for. Keep me low-key. Wu Liang reprimanded. As a good agent, patience is also a very important trait. The four returned to the construction site and continued to lift bricks under the spotlights. At night, only a few zombies were left working on the entire construction site. The four always felt that the zombies would look at them from time to time. Team, Old Wu, the atmosphere is a little wrong. Xiao Wang reminded. He always felt that there were a few zombies staring at him all the time, and there seemed to be a little bit of malicious intent in their eyes. Don't be nervous, it is natural for zombies to eat people. Now that there are few people, it is normal for them to stare at us. However, there should be some rules here. Zombies won't mess around, otherwise trouble would have occurred long ago. Everyone continue to move bricks, and don't show any flaws. Wu Liang reminded. The four continued to bow their heads and silently moved the bricks. At this time, a silver-eyed male zombie came over and stood directly in front of Xiao Wang. Human, are you new here? Are you tired of moving bricks? Silver-eyed zombie asked with a smile. Xiao Wang felt a chill behind his back when he heard the voice of the zombies. I always feel that this guy has some intentions. Thinking of Wu Liang's instructions and his own mission, Xiao Wang suppressed his mood swings. Okay, I'm really tired. But it's better than wandering outside. Xiao Wang answered according to the planned character. I really didn't get used to it so quickly when I first arrived. By the way, do you want to have a more relaxed life? I have sausage in my tent, do you want to eat it? While talking, the silver-eyed zombie peeked at Xiao Wang's ass. The goosebumps on Xiao Wang's body came out. He probably heard it, this zombie wants to him. This is so. Xiao Wang cast a look of help to Wu Liang. Wu Liang shook his head and signaled not to resist. He didn't want to reveal his identity without even carrying it through the first day. Since the zombies have ideas for Xiao Wang, let's endure the grievances for a while. Maybe you can find some useful information. Xiao Wang was crying in his heart. Why are you looking at yourself? Do you like your looks to be liked by zombies? This is it. No way, for the sake of the mission, Xiao Wang can only temporarily give in. I want to eat. Xiao Wang blushed and said through gritted teeth. Ah, that's great, come with me. Silver Pupil Zombie is very happy. In his opinion, Xiao Wang's red face is entirely because of shyness. It seems that I have found a fellow man. Xiao Wang followed the silver-eyed zombie into a tent not far away with a sullen face. Not long after, Xiao Wang's screams came from the tent. But it seemed that Xiao Wang did not resist. After all, the silver-eyed zombie is only the strength of the third-level awakened person, and Xiao Wang can do it if he really wants to resist. For the task, Xiao Wang can only cry constantly there. Add more. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 302. We have to learn from Xiao Wang's spirit. If it were me, I would definitely make the same sacrifice without hesitation. Wu Liang said righteously. However, he was relieved, fortunately, it was not him that the zombies saw. Old Wu, no one cares about the zombies here doing this. Didn't you say it looks pretty well behaved here? Xiao Li said with a look of horror. He was also afraid of being chosen. Look, that zombie was useless from start to finish. Xiao Wang agreed to follow him into the tent. It is estimated that this kind of private transaction is allowed here. Wu Liang analyzed. Xiao Li and Xiao Zhou nodded, and at the same time started a moment of silence for Xiao Wang. Don't know if Xiao Wang is an attacker or a defender. Not long after, another zombie walked towards the three of them. This zombie is a fat mutant zombie with green pus flowing on its body, which is much more disgusting than the previous silver-eyed zombie. The fat zombie looked at the three of them, and finally set his eyes on Wu Liang. Human, I have a nutrition express there, do you want to drink it? The fat zombie looked at Wu Liang, showing a mouthful of yellow teeth. Wu Liang was shocked. This is so, It's your turn? And it's such a disgusting fat zombie. Just as Wu Liang wanted to refuse, he saw the eyes of the two team members. I had already said a lot just now, and if I backed off at this time, I would be slapped in the face. I drink. Wu Liang gritted his teeth and nodded. Wu Liang cried silently in his heart as he followed the fat zombie to the small tent. Team Wu is really good, I admire it. Looking at it this way, Xiao Wang is not too bad. Xiao Li and Xiao Zhou buried their heads and continued to work. Late at night, both Xiao Wang and Wu Liang came out of the tent. It was a little difficult for the two of them to walk, and it was obvious what they had endured before. However, the sausage and the nutrition express were all received, and the hands of the two were stamped by zombies. I don't know what it meant. Xiao Li and Xiao Zhou tacitly did not step forward to ask. At this time, Xiao Wang and Wu Liang should not want to recall what happened just now. You guys, you can go back to rest. A red-eyed zombie in charge of the night shift supervisor told them. The four were relieved. With the help of the other two, Wu Liang and Xiao Wang got on the shuttle bus back to the residential area. The driver was an old man. How many of you are you new here? Grandpa asked. There were only a few of them in the car, and it would be very quiet if they didn't chat. Yes, we came from the west fleeing. Wu Liang replied. Zemian? Then you are lucky. Isn't there a corpse tied in the west before? It is said that no one survived where they passed. Grandpa exclaimed. Ah, you said that the corpse tide was. I heard that the corpse tide attacked you here. How did you defend it? Wu Liang began to inquire. Finally found someone who can chat, he must dig out more information. Thanks to the savior of our N city, Boss Wang Ran. The uncle said admiringly. Boss Wang Ran took us to build a temporary protective wall. By this wall, we blocked the corpse tide. It's still the boss of Wang Ran, who rushed over to fight dozens of zombies alone. Among the dozens of zombies, there are the corpse emperor and several red-eyed zombies. In the end, the zombies were all afraid of being killed, and they all surrendered. You can see a lot of zombies doing coolies now, they were all captured at that time. I don't know if there are many people who drive rental cars, and the uncle can't stop once he starts talking. One person singled out dozens of zombies, and there are also zombie emperors and red-eyed zombies. Cut, you can brag too much. Xiao Wang said while rubbing his butt. He wouldn't believe it even if he singled out dozens of silver pupils. Still red eyes, corpse emperor. Isn't this the same as the company boss boasting that he can fight 10 red-eyed female zombies at night? Of course, Xiao Wang did not dare to speak ill of the boss. I don't blame you newcomers for not understanding. In City N, do you dare to speak ill of Wang Ran's boss? There will be zombies and humans who will beat you up spontaneously. Grandpa warned. Wu Liang and the others were silent for a while. It seems that Wang Ran's control of N City is in place. Humans and zombies are so disciplined, and Wang Ran's personal prestige is so high. Next, Wu Liang chatted with the uncle, and got a general understanding of the situation in N City. Judging from the uncle's statement, the strength of this N City is terrifyingly strong. Wu Liang felt that if everything the uncle said was true, this N City would even be much stronger than the company. It seems that you still have to inquire carefully. After half an hour's drive, the uncle's van stopped at the entrance of a large camp. These are all square and simple houses, and at first glance they are built temporarily. At first glance, there are 2,000 or 3,000 simple rooms, which can accommodate a lot of people. Go inside and report to the receptionist yourself, they will arrange it for you. The uncle said and drove away. Wu Liang brought his younger brothers to the entrance of the camp, where a reception for newcomers was set up. When a slightly fat young girl saw Wu Liang and the four of them, they immediately greeted them. You are new here today, right? I'm Xiao Lu, the new receptionist at this temporary camp. Do you mind the quadruple room? If you don't mind, I'll arrange a room for you. Xiao Lu asked with a smile. Okay, we all know each other, one room is the best. Wu Liang nodded. Living together, there are no outsiders, and it is convenient for them to communicate privately. This is your room key, just follow the number to find it. In addition, there is a little newcomer welfare here. Newcomers who have just joined can get a snack, sausages, drinks, and other options are the same. Hey, you two have taken it, so there's no more. Xiao Lu took out a lamp and scanned it, and found that Wu Liang and Xiao Wang already had seals on their hands. Wu Liang and Xiao Wang were shocked. Those two zombies. They took the benefits of the newcomers and deceived themselves. Wu Liang's blood surged, and his brain was dizzy. Wu Liang, who is known for his calmness, couldn't control himself. 3 hours, 3 full hours. Who knows what he suffered during these hours? Ah, Xiao Wang knows. Xiao Wang is also unlovable. Old Wu is too tired. We're going to rest, don't bother. Xiao Zhou and Xiao Li hurriedly supported Wu Liang and Xiao Wang to leave, lest they suddenly run away. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 303. In the simple room, Wu Liang made a cake from the enamel cup in his hand. As soon as he thought of being fooled by that fat zombie before, he wanted to kill. But as the captain, he still knew in his heart that the task was the most important, otherwise all sacrifices would be in vain. Xiao Li, Xiao Zhou, both of you should be fine mentally and physically. You two go out tonight and see if you can get any clues. Didn't the old man drive say that the boss of City N lives on an island to the east? You go to the east and have a look. Wu Liang ordered. He originally planned to go out by himself, but unfortunately he was unwell. Okay, we'll be back before dawn. Xiao Li and Xiao Zhou took advantage of the night to go out. The two sad people Wu Liang and Xiao Wang were left in the room. Both of them were silent, and neither dared to mention sad things. Outside the camp, Xiao Li and Xiao Tuesday took advantage of the experience of the agents and easily avoided everyone and slipped out. At night, driving in the city is definitely not good, it is too eye-catching. The two got two shared bicycles and rode towards the east. Both of them are level 4 awakeners, and they are quite fast on their bikes. It didn't take long for the two to approach the seaside road. However, a landslide stood in front of the two of them. This road is blowing up. Xiao Li sighed. It's okay, with our strength, it's easy to turn over. I feel like I'm getting close to my destination. Xiao Li and Xiao Zhou dropped their bicycles and started to climb up. Why does this landslide smell of gasoline? And some smell. Xiao Li sniffed the palm of his hand and said. Maybe it wasn't a natural landslide, it was a gas barrel blown out. Xiao Zhou thought about it. That's too cruel. It's at least a few dozen barrels of gasoline. Xiao Li was amazed. SHH. Xiao Zhou suddenly became vigilant. He seemed to hear something. This made Xiao Zhou panic a little. At night, on this sparsely populated seaside road, there will be something. Zombies. No, the zombies here seem to be domesticated. Could there be anything more terrifying? Suddenly, a mouth appeared in front of the two of them. Sharp teeth, dark red mouth, huge head. Mom. Xiao Zhou and Xiao Li were so frightened that they lost their balance in an instant and rolled down the landslide. Their roll caused yet another landslide, with boulders and dirt tumbling behind them. As soon as Xiao Zhou landed, before he had time to roll twice, a boulder weighing several tons directly smashed his head. Xiao Li had better luck, but his lower body was also crushed by the stone. Immediately afterwards, Two huge figures came to Xiao Li. This is an orangutan and a golden retriever. However, the body size is much larger than the average orangutan and golden retriever. Roar. You're finished, you killed people. Hoo-ho. If the master knows you will be finished. The orangutan spread his hands. Wang wang wang. How can I know? Wang. They rolled off themselves. Xiao Jin looked innocent. I just found someone and went to take a look. It was they who were timid and didn't stand firm and rolled down, and they didn't do it themselves. Hoo-ho. The master will listen to your explanation, you wait for the soup to be cooked. The orangutan was frightened. Wow. I haven't smelled the smell on these two guys, they should be new. Wang wang wang. No one saw it anyway, otherwise, we. Xiao Jin imitated Tang Tang, his eyes narrowed and the corners of his mouth slightly raised. This looks like a ghost idea. The orangutan was stunned, why not be so cruel? This is killing and destroying corpses. Wang wang wang. You also have a share in this matter, do you want to be punished? Xiao Jin began to pull the orangutan into the water. The orangutan was shocked. Xiaojin, Xiaojin, I can't see that you are such a dog. Indeed, the gorillas also have a share in this matter, and if they are discovered, they will definitely not escape punishment. Anyway, Xiao Jin said that these two are newcomers, and even if they disappear, no one should know about it. Hoo-ho, there's still someone here who isn't dead, what should I do? The orangutan pointed to the half-dead Xiao Li. Wang wang. If you don't do it again and again, bury it. Kim suggested. The orangutan thought for a while and nodded. Must be buried. Wang Ran will be back tomorrow, and if he and Xiao Jin know that they killed people, they will definitely be punished. After doing a quick psychological construction, the two guys sneakily climbed towards the top of the landslide. Xiao Li, who was buried in the rock pile, suddenly had an ominous feeling. Although he couldn't understand the conversation between the orangutan and the dog, it was definitely not a good thing. He struggled a bit, but had no chance of getting out. His lower body has been crushed under the stone. In order to hide, they didn't have any electronic products on them, so there was no way to notify Wu Liang and Xiao Wang. Looks like he's going to die here. Before long, a large number of boulders rolled down the hillside. UMB. Xiao Li's heart suddenly froze. Are these two beasts trying to kill people? An excellent agent of his own, actually want to fold on two animals? Xiao Li had no chance to think any more, and his head was quickly smashed by a boulder. A large amount of dirt and sand quickly buried his and Xiao Zhou's bodies. The smoke and dust slowly dissipated, and the orangutan and Xiao Jin had a tacit understanding and no one mentioned it again, and walked silently towards Donghu Island. In the simple room, Wu Liang didn't fall asleep for a long time. On the one hand, it was the physical pain that kept him tossing and turning. On the other hand, Xiao Li and Xiao Zhou have been out for several hours, and there is no news at all so far. It's almost dawn. Could it be that what happened to them? Should not be. Both of them are elite agents selected by the company, and they have not dealt with any scene. Even if it is discovered by the enemy, it has the ability to escape. Hey! Wu Liang sighed. What a disaster this mission is. After tossing and turning for a while, it was dawn. Wu Liang was just a little sleepy when the door of the simple room was slammed. Get up! Get up! Work! Someone shouted outside the door. Wu Liang and Xiao Wan climbed up with heavy dark circles under their eyes. Another hard day's work. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 304. The Missouri docked at Port N. Wow! It's so lively here. On the deck, Ding Xiaoyan couldn't help but be amazed. The pier is full of zombies being transported, loaded, and unloaded, and everything is so orderly. It doesn't look like the end of the day at all. What's this? Let Uncle show you around later. The living conditions here are much better than in HK. Tang Tang said on the side. When Ding Xiaoyan heard this, her eyes began to light up. As a big star, she still misses the easy life before. It's really unusual for a young man like Wang Ran to be able to keep zombies so well behaved. Tang Yan was also shocked by the sight in front of him. He has also dealt with zombies and knows that zombies are not so easy to communicate with. Now Wang Ran can actually make these zombies act as coolies, which is really amazing. My daughter is a good boyfriend. On the pier, Wu Jiangguo immediately brought someone up to greet him. Boss, are you returning with a full reward this time? Wu Jiangguo asked with a smile. Every time Wang Ran goes out, if he doesn't clean up something and come back, it's really unreasonable. I brought back some living supplies from HK. Find someone to unload it. HK will also be our exclusive port in the future. After a while, I plan to organize a fleet to go to other continents to clean up. Wang Ran said with a smile. Is this going to rob the whole world? It seems very cool. Wu Jiangguo was hit at the point of interest all of a sudden. By the way, how is the progress of the project in An City? I went directly to HK after returning from Hawaii, and I didn't have time to learn about it. It's been 2 weeks, so there shouldn't be any problems, right? Wang Ran asked. Everything is going well, I'll show you around later. By the way, boss, you can go to the laboratory first. Researcher Lu may have made some progress. I'll organize the unloading here first, and call me anytime later. Wu Jiangguo greeted his younger brother and began to organize the zombies to move things. Old Tang, why don't you walk around the neighborhood first? I'll go to the lab first. Wang Ran said to Tang Yan. Okay, you go. I'll let my subordinates help unload the goods. Tang Yan also knows that there are many secrets involved in the laboratory, of course he will not join in the fun. Wang Ran asked Tang Tang to stay and take care of Ding Xiaoyan, and rode his bicycle to the newly built experimental factory next to the dock. Under the leadership of Lu Shiyao, research is being carried out in full swing in the laboratory. To be honest, the strength of these researchers is not inferior to Lu Shiyao, and the research progress is indeed advancing by leaps and bounds. As soon as she saw Wang Ran, Lu Shiyao put down the test tube in her hand and ran over. Leader, are you here to inspect the work? Lu Shiyao took Wang Ran's arm. I heard that you are doing well here, I just came to see it. Wang Ran took a look, the laboratory was full of people, and it seemed that there was no place to go to the greenhouse with Lu Shiyao. Don't worry, there is a chance when you go back at night. Lu Shiyao immediately understood Wang Ran's gaze. Come on, I'll tell you about our progress. We have conducted in-depth research on the black bugs caught before. We developed a zombie virus vaccine by using the characteristics of the black worm and the characteristics of the number 4 experimental body. This vaccine can make humans completely immune to zombie virus infection. The only side effect may be that people who have been vaccinated will no longer be able to become awakened. In addition, my honey is arsenic, if the zombies are injected with this vaccine. The concentration of the vaccine is many times more diluted than the worm's body fluid, so it won't let the zombies die directly, but the strength will be greatly reduced. No matter how strong the previous strength was, the zombies must drop at least 2 or 3 levels after the injection. We have found some humans and zombies for in vivo experiments, and we have real data for reference. Lu Shiyao explained. Can you find a living body for experiments? Aren't they afraid of death? Wang Ran asked in surprise. As for the zombie experimental body, Momo brought a lot. Humans are even simpler. A pack of cigarettes has gathered many people who volunteered to participate in the experiment. Lu Shiyao said with a smile. She didn't expect cigarettes to be so useful. So, this kind of thing is both a vaccine and may be used as a weapon? Wang Ran asked. That's right. So it's up to you to judge whether or not this thing should be announced to the public. Lu Shiyao posted it. This. Wang Ran frowned. This thing works really well as a vaccine. But if you use it as a weapon, your little followers and subordinates may be affected. It may even affect itself. By the way, you don't have to worry about yourself. I've tested it with your blood. If you want to have an effect on you, you must at least be injected with a ton of vaccines. By the way, what kind of magical creature are you? Lu Shiyao sighed. Wang Ran really has a secret that she can't understand. Isn't there any way for this vaccine to become more controllable? Wang Ran muttered. Controllable. Ah. You reminded me. If you want this thing not to be controlled by the enemy, there is really a way. Lu Shiyao's eyes suddenly lit up. I can put the vaccine to sleep and then set an activator. The vaccine is only effective when the activator and the vaccine come into contact. This activator has to be firmly in our hands, so. Lu Shiyao looked at Wang Ran, her eyes curved like crescent moons. You don't want to use my blood as an activator. Wang Ran felt a chill behind him. Oh, with your strength, the enemy will definitely not be able to get your blood. It's best to use your blood as an activator. I can give you a specially modified pistol, which can your blood before firing, plus a bullet with a beetle vaccine. You can kill even the most powerful zombies. Lu Shiyao said with bright eyes. No. Do I still need a gun to kill zombies? Is there an enemy I can't kill? Wang Ran questioned. This is looking down on yourself. Oh, maybe there are some special circumstances. Besides, you don't have to, the people around you also need a little self-protection ability. Lu Shiyao persuaded. It's. Wang Ran nodded. The strength of his little followers is uneven, the strong are really strong, and the weak are really weak. With such a weapon, it is indeed safer. Add more. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 305. So, I intend to conduct in-depth research in two directions. On the one hand, the toxicity of vaccines to zombies is reduced, so that vaccines can be distributed to ordinary people with confidence, without worrying about them using vaccines as weapons. On the other hand, to deepen the toxicity of weapons, and then design an activation system to go in. What do you think? Lu Shiyao asked. Okay, just press this. You've worked hard, I'll give you a snack at night. Wang Ran hooked Lu Shiyao's chin. Lu Shiyao blushed and lowered her head. Tonight, I probably can't stand tonight. Lu Shiyao whispered softly. She has flooded like a flood. This crowd of people can't be here. Wang Ran looked around, surrounded by busy researchers. People come and go, and it is difficult to find an open space. Ah! There is. You come with me. Lu Shiyao took Wang Ran through the doors and came to a laboratory. There is a large transparent culture tank in the middle of the laboratory, which is filled with unknown liquid. You guys, go out first. If I don't come out, don't come near here. Lu Shiyao ordered. Several researchers were very obedient and walked out obediently. Lu Shiyao locked the door and unplugged the monitor. Is it here? There's no desk, bed, or anything. Wang Ran sighed. Where to? Lu Shiyao pointed to the cultivation tank. Does this all work? Wang Ran was stunned. Are scientists so close to their profession in this regard? This tank is full of liquid, won't you choke? Don't worry, this is a specially made liquid that people can breathe in it. Of course, it's not a problem to hold your breath with your ability. Let's go. Lu Shiyao took off her white coat, her shirt, and skirt could no longer block her perfect lines. After all this, Wang Ran naturally couldn't be cowardly. After cleaning, the two climbed into the cultivation tank, LF. An hour later, the two of them crawled out wet. Wang Ran couldn't help but sigh, it's still scientists who can play. It's a lot more fun than being in the water. After getting dressed, the two walked out of the institute as if nothing had happened. Okay, I'll go back and look for you at night. Go ahead and go. Lu Shiyao said goodbye to Wang Ran at the entrance of the institute. Wang Ran walked to the port and found Tang Yan and others. Wang Ran, did you wash your hair just now? Tang Yan asked with a smile. Wang Ran smiled without saying a word. Isn't he washing his hair? Uncle, is it okay for my dad and the others to temporarily live in Villa 1? Tang Tang asked. It's okay, it was his house anyway. Wang Ran shrugged. He kidnapped his daughter, emptied his secret room and basement, and took a few of his cars. It makes sense to let him live in his own house. I'm going to visit the various construction sites first. Should we be together? Wang Ran asked Tang Yan. Okay, just to learn advanced experience. Tang Yan agreed immediately. As the leader of a mercenary organization of tens of thousands of people, he is still very interested in learning about the management methods in the Doomsday period. Jianguo, Boss Tang's younger brother, please send someone to find a place to entertain you. It's all guests, bring out good wine and cigarettes. Let's start our inspection. Wang Ran ordered. Wu Jianguo nodded and found a younger brother to arrange to go. He himself drove an Alpha commercial car and drove Wang Ran and others towards the city. Along the way, Tang Yan looked out from time to time. You guys are safe here too. I actually saw an old man walking with a child. And women walking their dogs. Tang Yan couldn't help sighing. In a corrupt country, only the powerful have the guts to roam the streets blatantly. Of course, they will have a few awakened bodyguards with them. I have never seen a city like N City without a dangerous atmosphere at all. Soon, the car stopped at a construction site in the city. Boss, this is a new residential area under construction. Considering the quality of living, the houses here are all 3-story bungalows, and solar panels will be installed on the roofs, which can take care of the residents' daily electricity consumption. There are 9 large square blocks, and each block can accommodate 8,000 people. The block in the middle is mainly for comprehensive entertainment projects, such as sports venues, libraries, LAN bars, etc., which allow residents to have a place to spend their time. It is expected to be basically completed by the end of this month. Wu Jianguo introduced. Is the construction speed here so fast? Such a large-scale community integrating life and entertainment can be built in a month. Tang Yan was shocked. You know, it took them a week to build an outdoor public toilet in Fukui. We have a normal 996 working system here. If you want more food, you can take the initiative to work overtime. In addition, now that 80% of the residents of our city N are already awakened, of course they are more efficient in their work. Wu Jianguo explained. 80% of the residents are awakened. Tang Yan's shocked head hummed in thought. What is this concept? This can sweep a country all over the place. As for 996, Tang Yan didn't even want to complain. Even at the end of the day, the people of the rotten country will work 8 hours a day. Except for eating, drinking coffee, afternoon tea, and going to the toilet, the time for serious work is only 2 hours a day. The efficiency really can't be compared with that of our infrastructure. Well, yes, the progress can be accelerated a little bit. Wang Ran nodded, not surprised by this progress at all. It seemed that this speed was reasonable in Wang Ran's eyes. Boss, next is the city wall. 80% of our manpower is placed on the city wall. Wu Jianguo took everyone into the car and rushed to the city wall construction site. Across the distance, everyone saw the towering city wall. This is much more spectacular than the previous temporary city walls. Wang Ran felt that this was a bit like the Great Wall of the North in A Song of Ice and Fire. You really dare to make it? If this wall is placed in normal times, it cannot be built without hundreds of thousands of people in a year. Tang Yan sighed again. If this wall is really built, An City may become the safest place in the world. Well, building a city wall is a job with less technology and more effort, and the zombies have fully played their role. Look at those tank zombies, it's very easy to lift rocks. Those zombies with long tongues can also be used as lifting arms. And the pus vomited by the zombies is a good glue. Wu Jiangguo introduced them one by one. These zombies really fully played their role. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 306. This is too exaggerated. These are all mutant zombies. There are also some with red eyes and golden eyes. How could they work so hard for you? Tang Yan was deeply confused. Also on the pier, so many zombies have become coolies, and there is no sense of resistance at all. It's really baffling. Before Wang Ran could answer, a white light rushed over. Master, you are back. Lin Momo jumped directly into Wang Ran's arms. This time, it was full of strength. Thanks to the shock absorption of the double airbags, Wang Ran did not break his ribs. Corpse King. Tang Yan was shocked. There is a corpse emperor in management here. No wonder these zombies are so obedient. To say that Wang Ran could kill the corpse emperor, Tang Yan believed it. But he can. This female corpse emperor was so affectionate as soon as she came up, it was obviously his woman. To be able to put the female corpse queen in sleeping clothes, Tang Yan is really wearing it. He had only slept with the red-eyed female zombie, and he was still passive. But then again, my daughter doesn't seem to mind the situation at all. With so many women in her boyfriend, she didn't look angry at all. Completely different from her mother. Master, the recent construction progress is good. And there was no zombie rampage incident. I managed it well. Lin Momo takes credit. Well, yes, go back and reward you. Wang Ran pinched Lin Momo's butt. Lin Momo blushed and was very happy. Hey, did the master bring new sisters back? So beautiful. Her skin is so good. Envy. Hey. Lin Momo looked at Ding Xiaoyan, and the more he looked, the more familiar he became. She should be. Big star Ding Yan. Lin Momo covered his mouth in amazement. She is also a fan of Ding Xiaoyan. Yes, if you want to sign or something, go ahead. She is my employee now, so she has to listen to me. Wang Ran said with a smile. It's great, master, you are so amazing, you can even win big stars. Lin Momo looked adored. Tang Yan wiped his sweat aside. This year, what does it mean to win a big star? It is very common for powerful awakeners from all over the world to have one or two big stars around them. If Tang Yan hadn't been under the control of his wife, it must have been. Speaking of which, winning the Corpse Emperor is amazing, a real man. Tang Yan asked himself that it was absolutely impossible. Master, let me show you around. Lin Momo held Wang Ran happily and started to patrol the construction site. When the zombies who were working originally saw Wang Ran, they all showed awe. Most of them have seen Wang Ran's power, and they fear Wang Ran more than Lin Momo, the Corpse Emperor. In one corner, Wu Liang and Xiao Wang were moving bricks. Yes, that zombie was aiming at me again yesterday. If it wasn't for lurking, I would have blown his head off. Xiao Wang whispered softly. Calm down, don't show anger. Remember, we are good agents. Although Wu Liang was also very annoyed, he still reminded Xiao Wang. Hey, old Wu, look over there. It seems that some big man has come to inspect. Xiao Wang looked not far away. There are a lot of high-level zombies there, surrounded by a few people, patrolling there. This posture is very similar to the leadership inspection. Maybe it's the boss of N City, one of our goals. Wu Liang was also excited and glanced in that direction from time to time. Even the white-haired corpse emperor was surrounded by that person, so he must be the boss. Wu Liang and Xiao Wang carried the bricks and walked in the direction of Wang Ran intentionally or unintentionally. You two, what are you doing? If you don't move bricks properly, what are you doing around? A mutant zombie scolded. It was the one who insulted Xiao Wang yesterday. We saw that there seemed to be some big man coming over there and wanted to join in the fun. Xiao Wang responded with restrained his anger. I tell you. That's the number one person in our N city. Are newcomers like you who want to see it? Hurry up and work hard for me. By the way, what about the two people who came with you yesterday? You ran away after receiving the newcomer gift package. Their workload is on your shoulders, hurry up and work for me. The mutant zombies reprimanded. Wu Liang and Xiao Wang gritted their teeth and lowered their heads silently. They know that if they want to gain an in-depth understanding of all kinds of intelligence in N City, they must be lurking steadily and must not cause trouble. Little Wang, come here. The mutant zombie suddenly stopped Xiao Wang. Xiao Wang was stunned for a while, glanced at Wu Liang, adjusted his mood and walked towards the mutant zombie. Xiao Wang, isn't it hard to move bricks here? Do you want to be transferred to the urban area, where the working and living environment is better than here? The mutant zombie asked while looking at Xiao Wang's butt. Xiao Wang first clenched the chrysanthemum, and then immediately realized what the mutant zombie was talking about. In the city? Wouldn't it be possible to get more information? Brother, of course I want to be transferred to the city. Xiao Wang pretended to be shy and replied. Fight for the mission. We have a private party tonight, you can come with me. There are quite a few high-ranking zombies in it. As long as you please them, it's a trivial matter to be transferred to the city. In the entire N city, except for the place where the top character lives, you can go anywhere you want. The mutant zombies kept tempting Xiao Wang. Okay, I'll follow you tonight. Xiao Wang immediately nodded in agreement. Although I can't mix in the place where the number one person lives, it is already very good to be able to work and live in the urban area. The mutant zombie nodded with satisfaction, and did not forget to touch Xiao Wang's butt. He just likes such a witty human being. Moreover, this human being is more durable than other human beings, and it does not look like he has only a second-level awakening. After the mutant zombies left, Xiao Wang returned to Wu Liang. Although he was going to a strange party at night, Xiao Wang actually had an inexplicable sense of superiority. You see, as the captain, Wu Liang is not qualified to go. Little Wang, this time you have to seize the opportunity. Xiao Li and Xiao Zhou have probably already sacrificed, and this time the task is up to the two of us. Wu Liang encouraged. Don't worry, even if blood splashes 3 feet tonight, I will successfully break into the circle. Xiao Wang said confidently. In his opinion, he is much more useful than Captain Wu Liang. This task will definitely take the credit. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 307. Wang Ran and his party returned to the East Lake Villa area by car. As the developer of Donghu Villa, Tang Yan was shocked by the environment of the villa. This is not like a villa, it has completely become an ecological park. In the villa area, except for the regular driveway, everything else was opened and planted. What vegetables, fruits, fish ponds. The output in the villa area alone can feed thousands of people. Dad, don't worry about this place. Now that there is no property right, This place belongs to Wang Ran. The intimate little cotton-padded jacket Tang Tang reminded. You guy. Tang Yan shook his head with a wry smile. As my daughter got older, she turned her elbows out. However, Tang Yan only has the property rights of several villas here. In the end times, the house itself is not worth much. In a safe environment like N City, it's the same wherever you live. Tang Yan arrived at Villa 1 accompanied by Wang Ran and Tang Tang. This is where he lived for a few years and brought back many memories. Hey, why is my garage door open? Where's my Hummer? Where's my Porsche? Hey, why are my cars falling apart? Tang Yan looked distressed. These are all cars he has collected for a long time, most of them are limited editions. Looking at it now, it's a mess. Is this someone fighting here? This is. Tang Yan's face was full of sadness. Tang Tang stuck out his tongue and did not speak. Isn't there a fight here? I can't blame the poor quality of these cars, it's true that Wang Ran and her are too strong. No matter how sturdy a car is, they can't stand their rapid, intense, and violent vibrations. Immediately afterwards, Tang Yan came to the second floor. The secret room where he hid his guns has been completely evacuated. He was prepared for this. After all, these are meant to be prepared for emergencies. Being able to help her daughter through the early days of the apocalypse also played a role. Hey, why did my desk collapse? Has a burglar ever entered the house? Tang Yan was a little confused. It looks like the security here is pretty good. Tang Tang glanced at Wang Ran with a blushing face. As for the table, there is no car and it will collapse when you sit on it. My basement, isn't it all wiped out by you? Tang Yan asked with a bitter face. He had a strong hunch that it must be true. Oh Dad, what's yours is mine. What's the matter with me using some of it? You and the female zombie, do you want me to help you keep it a secret? Tang Tang said loudly. Tang Yan was shocked. Really? Sure enough, my daughter still brought it out and threatened herself. It seems that in the days to come. Tang Yan really wanted to cry. By the way, Dad, what do you plan to do next? Would you like to bring my mother over to live here? I don't think there is any safer place in the world than here. Tang Tang asked. I planned to take you to Europe before, after all, I have some power there. It looks like it's really good here. I'll go back and discuss with your mother to see if she's willing to come over. Tang Yan nodded. But there's something Dad has to remind you of. You know your uncle Tang Jun, right? He took over your grandpa's company. The zombie virus now has a lot to do with him. Also, he seems to have a strong sense of hatred for our family. Maybe he will send someone here to arrest you. You should keep a low profile. Tang Yan reminded. He also knows something about the company's deep-seated stuff, but he doesn't think it's necessary to tell his daughter about it. Oh, you said that company. We brought all 4 of their labs and a base in Hawaii. Tang Tang said calmly. What? You? Tang Yan was speechless in shock. On the one hand, he was shocked that Tang Tang and Wang Ran would actually provoke the company. On the other hand, they actually had the strength to destroy the company's laboratory and base. Tang Yan's brain couldn't react to such a strong emotional impact. He has played against the company many times in Europe, and he is very clear about the strength and means of the other party. Wang Ran was so young that he could make the company suffer such a big loss. This son-in-law is very unusual. Dad, you have a good rest here, let's have a drink and talk at night. I'm going back to take a hot shower. Uncle, let's go. Tang Tang pulled Wang Ran away from the villa, leaving behind a shocked Tang Yan. As soon as they returned to Donghu Island, the girls all embraced. Before, Wang Ran went to Hawaii for 10 days. Although he spent the night here after returning, he went to HK the next day. The girls were all thirsty and eager to eat Wang Ran on the spot. Ding Xiaoyan, who had just arrived, was frightened. Is this the animal world? This is. It feels like a lion carves up a diker. Ah, did the master come back with a new sister? So beautiful. And it looks a little familiar. The girls found Ding Xiaoyan behind Wang Ran. Ah, is she Ding Yan? The big star who played I'm a Female Zombie. The sharp-eyed Wu Jiaxin couldn't help shouting. Yes. It's her. God, Master, you are so good, you have kidnapped all the big stars. Love you Master, I'm going to wear your favorite catgirl outfit today. The girls excitedly surrounded Ding Xiaoyan. Hello everyone. My real name is Ding Xiaoyan, you can call me Xiaoyan. Ding Xiaoyan greeted the girls with a smile. Wow, the big star is so approachable. We will be good sisters from now on. Sign me soon. We have a lot of delicious food here, I'll take you there. Do you want to swim? We have an outdoor pool. The girls were still excited, chatting around Ding Xiaoyan. Tang Tang smiled and said nothing. If you are allowed to see her and the master's little movie, you must not be excited. Ding Xiaoyan's eyes were moved by the enthusiasm of the girls. Since the end of the day, she has completely lost the star treatment. When others see her, they are at best polite to her, and most of them have bad intentions against her. Seeing these girls, she once again felt that she was valued. Let's go, take a bath. Wang Ran saw that Ding Xiaoyan helped him attract attention, so he took Tang Tang and ran back to the villa. During the bath, 3 little zombies, Suziao, Lin Momo, and Zhou Meng, also slipped in. They are really tired of drinking stock these days, and desperately need fresh food to feed. The ground near the villa area trembled slightly. This shock is a few hours. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 308. As the sky darkened, Wang Ran first had a meal with the girls, and then brought Tang Tang to the East Lake Villa area. Tang Yan and his men were drinking with Wu Jiangguo and others. Boss, here we come. Hurry up, I'll be waiting for you. Wu Jiangguo greeted warmly. They have red necks, and they seem to be drinking very much. Wang Ran sat down with Tang Tang and took 2 bottles of vodka. Tang Tang, your boyfriend is really good at choosing. Lao Wu has already told me all your deeds during this period of time. My blood boils when I hear it. It's even more exciting than what I experienced in the corrupt country. Wang Ran, come, let's touch one. Tang Yan now not only regards Wang Ran as his daughter's boyfriend, but also a boss who can communicate with him on an equal footing. The two touched the bottle and blew off the entire bottle of vodka. For an awakened of a certain level, this drink is nothing. Dad, don't just drink with him. Come with me too. Tang Tang also opened a bottle of wine very casually. Tang Yan was stunned. Forget it, my daughter is stronger than me, so I don't care if she drinks or not. Everyone drank happily together. During the banquet, Wang Ran saw 2 young women surrounded by security chief Zhao Dong, looking very intimate. Boss, this kid is amazing. Now in the entire villa area, there are many young women staring at him. He was fiddly and only took 2. Wu Jiangguo said with a smile. Wu Dui, stop laughing at me, aren't you the most popular man here? I don't understand why you didn't accept one. Zhao Dong countered Wu Jiangguo's army. Ah this. In the face of world peace, personal problems are small problems. Wu Jiangguo put this issue perfunctory in the past. Oh, right, you guys are not far from H City, you should have heard about the situation in H City, right? Tang Yan asked. Oh, wasn't it occupied by zombies? We been there once before. Wang Ran said calmly. I heard that the corpse tide that attacked the northern capital all went to H City after retreating. Now the 2 zombie forces over there are confronting each other. When they are unified, it is estimated that they will begin to annex the surrounding cities. You are only more than 200 kilometers away from H city, and it is very likely that you will become their target. Tang Yan reminded. It's okay, my city walls are not made in vain, come here if you want. Maybe there will be hundreds of thousands of zombies to work hard at that time. Wang Ran smiled. If it wasn't for the 300,000 hard labor that the corpse tide gave him for nothing last time, the construction speed of N City would not be so fast. Tang Yan was stunned. Wang Ran's way of thinking seems to be really different from his own. Maybe this is the difference in strength. If it was me, I would definitely consider sending someone to attack while the other party was still in civil strife to consume the other party's strength. By the way, how is your situation in Europe? Your mercenary organization has tens of thousands of people, so it must be able to control the whole of Europe, right? Wang Ran asked back. Hey. You don't know. Those guys in Europe have bad brains. When the virus first broke out, many survivors shouted slogans like "I want freedom" and "You can't stop me from leaving the house" and ran out desperately. This leads to a very exaggerated ratio of zombies to humans in Europe. If it weren't for the more circulation of weapons over there, I estimate that humans might not be able to last for a week. I originally had some estates and lands in Europe, and I also stocked up a lot of weapons. I just took a group of men and slowly developed it. Now even the security of the royal family of the corrupt country is provided by us. However, the situation in Europe has not been very good recently. You know Curry country? Tang Yan sighed and frowned. Curry country? It is said that the zombies there are developing very rapidly. Wang Ran replied. Really? They have a large population and dense population, and the whole country changed quickly after the virus broke out. I don't know if it is the effect of the Ganges water. The proportion of mutant zombies there is very high, and the strength is stronger than the zombies in other places. In recent days, zombies from the Curry country have begun to invade Europe one after another. I guess the small countries around them may have been swept away by them. Tang Yan said with a solemn expression. Is Curry country so crazy? It stands to reason that they may also invade China. Wang Ran also frowned. Curry country is very close to southwest China, and the others seem to be there. If there are no scattered zombies to sneak into the southwest, they may be killed by black bugs. But a lot of words are hard to say. It seems that I have to remind AU and the others. It now seems that cities without perfect defense measures have no chance of surviving under the corpse tide. The efficiency of construction in Europe, it's impossible to build a wall. It seems that I will gradually move the organization to China. Tang Yan thought about it for a while. Dad, N city is ours, don't even think about bringing a force in. You can fight a city yourself, and we can provide support in building the wall. Tang Tang said unceremoniously. If a force like more than 10,000 mercenaries came to N city, it would definitely have an impact on the current situation in N. If Dad's people are not easy to manage, that would be a problem. What you said doesn't look like your own daughter at all. Tang Yan sighed. Dad, HK is actually pretty good. You can use HK as a base. There are airports and ports, and it is convenient for us to transport materials to each other. Tang Tang reminded. That's a good idea. No. Tang Yan was shocked. Sister Hua is in HK, if my wife comes. To be hummed. I don't have such excellent harem management skills as Wang Ran. How about I help you take down the H city? The location is also good over there. Wang Ran saw what Tang Yan was struggling with at a glance, so he suggested it. H city is really good. It is an international metropolis with convenient transportation and well-developed ports. But the zombies over there are not weak. While they are still fighting infighting, it's okay to weaken their strength and completely conquer H city. It's too difficult. Tang Yan looked suspicious. To say that Wang Ran can singled out the corpse emperor, he has seen it with his own eyes, but hundreds of thousands of zombies in a city cannot be solved by singled ling. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 309. Dad, who do you look down on? Believe it or not, if we really want to take City H, we can do it tomorrow. Tang Tang drank a little, and stepped directly on the table. Tang Yan and the younger brothers were stunned. Are you so crazy? Their mercenary organization of tens of thousands of people did not have the courage to say such words. Dad, do you dare to bet with me? If we take City H tomorrow, you will prepare 10,000 guns and 1 million bullets for us. Tang Tang began to play the idea of Tang Yan's small treasury. His father is the boss of the largest mercenary organization in Europe, and there will definitely be no shortage of arms. If you can really win City H. 1 day is a bit tight, 3 days is fine. If you take City H within 3 days, I will give you 20,000 guns, 2 million rounds of ammunition, plus 500 rocket launchers and 5,000 grenades. Tang Yan said seriously. Since taking down Maziguo's arsenal, they really have no shortage of weapons. If Wang Ran can really handle H City, Tang Yan really plans to set up the headquarters in H City. The geographical environment of H City is very good. Even if there is a corpse tied in H City, which is located on the eastern coast of China, there is enough time to prepare. If they can't beat them, they can escape by sea by boat. Moreover, the distance between H City and N City is not far, and they can take care of each other in any situation. Tang Yan and his wife can often visit Tang Tang. In addition, as an international metropolis, H City has a large population and must have a lot of living materials. Food and the like may have deteriorated, but daily necessities can still be used. What a great place to be a base. Uncle, how is it? Hurry up and take the H City and cheat my dad. Tang Tang excitedly leaned into Wang Ran's arms and said. Tang Yan twitched on the side. Really a daughter? The inner OS of the pit father has said it openly. Okay, let's go see it tomorrow. Wang Ran nodded. City H is indeed a very important city. If it can be taken down, it will be much easier to supply, transport, and allocate resources in the future. I can't manage 2 cities by myself. It's really good for Tang Tang's father. After all, it's not an outsider. Tang Tang has the handle of her father in her hand, and she is not afraid that her father will be disobedient. Coupled with the weapon that Tang Tang's father took out. With these weapons, An City's defense is stronger. You know, according to Tang Yan, the proportion of mutant zombies in the zombies of Curry Country is very high. If the zombies of Curry Country attacked, it would not be as easy to deal with as the previous corpse wave. With 20,000 more guns, Wang Ran would feel much more at ease. You are too unrestrained in your actions. Tang Yan didn't know what to say. In such a complicated place in H City, the decision was made on the spot to attack. Oh, little H City, Dad, you are so worried. Come on, keep drinking. Tang Tang opened a bottle of vodka again and drank it. Tang Yan was no longer worried and started drinking. An abandoned hotel in An City. Dozens of zombies and a dozen humans are hosting intimate parties here. Xiao Wang lay on the ground like a dog, pouting his butt. The zombies behind him changed wave after wave, and he always insisted that he did not fall down. He feels that the zombies here are very satisfied with him, and it seems that there should be no problem in breaking into the circle. However, this also comes at a price. There was already a lot of blood on the ground behind Xiao Wang, and it looked like he was seriously injured. If he hadn't had the strength of a level 4 awakener, he would have been gutted long ago. Hey, This is quite tolerable, I will come next. A red-eyed zombie passed by and patted Xiao Wang's butt. Xiao Wang could only gasp and lose his smile. For the task to be successfully completed, no amount of sacrifice is worth it. Oh, there are more monks and less porridge, so there is always a queue. Some guys have it several times, and I never got my turn. A zombie next to him sighed. No way, the organizer said that it must be voluntary, not forced. It's good to have a dozen humans here. Wait a minute, we have no status at the silver pupil level, we should be behind others. Another older zombie said. By the way, what day is it today? Wasn't this event once a week before, and today it's only 3 days apart? A zombie asked. You don't know? Boss Xiaohong is back. He went out with that character to run errands, and only came back today. This party is for Boss Xiaohong. Hey, look, the little red boss is here. The older zombie pointed in a certain direction. Xiao Wang, who was kneeling on the ground, followed and saw a red-eyed zombie walking in surrounded by several zombies. Is this the little red boss? He can go out with that character to do business, it must be the core of power in An City. As long as you can get close to him. Xiao Wang smiled, he has a goal. Get Xiao Hong, and your task will be guaranteed. Xiao Wang wiped his buttocks and came to Xiao Hong with his pants up. Huh? Is this new here? I haven't seen it before. Xiao Hong looked at Xiao Wang for a while, and felt that this young man was very bright and promising. I'm new here, Xiao Hong has good eyesight. Do you need me to serve Xiao Hong? Xiao Wang asked flatteringly. Xiao Hong was about to nod his head when suddenly a voice interrupted him. Brother Hong, this guy. It's an undercover. A low voice came from behind Xiao Hong. Xiao Wang was shocked. Expose yourself? How can it be? Is it? Was Xiao Zhou and Xiao Li arrested and betrayed themselves? Xiao Wang began to sweat nervously. This guy. But the company's excellent agent, Xiao Wang. Butler smiled and walked out from behind Xiao Hong. B.A., Director Butler. Xiao Wang subconsciously blurted out. As soon as these words were said, Xiao Wang knew that his identity was completely exposed, and he didn't even have a chance to argue. How would he know Butler if he wasn't undercover? Yes, Minibus, you did a good job. Xiao Hong touched Butler's head with satisfaction. These days, Butler has succumbed to Xiao Hong, both mentally and physically. But Xiao Hong is still a little wary of him, after all, he used to be a member of the company. However, this time, Butler led the party to attack the Hawaii base, which made Xiao Hong trust him a little more. In addition, Butler identified another undercover agent, which made Xiao Hong very satisfied. Today, I want to pamper Butler well. It's Doomsday, there are all female zombies around. Author, Yu De Cha Xiao. Chapter 310. Director Butler, save me. I'm not an undercover agent. Help me. I'm going against the water too. Xiao Wang begged desperately. He is very clear about the fate of his undercover identity being exposed. I'm sorry, you're revolting too fast. Xiao Hong said lightly, and glanced at Butler by the way. Do you know how long Butler carried it? 100 zombies greeted him every day, and he carried it for a week. Only when the body and mind have been completely ravaged, can it be possible to make changes from the heart. You cannot. Come on, stab to death. To dare to come to our N city to be an undercover agent, I'm really tired of living. Xiao Hong said coldly. Don't do this. Let me do anything, please let me go. What? Xiao Wang's screams rang out. In the previous in-depth exchanges, the zombies were very pity and cherish Jade, but now it is different. This is an undercover anti-bone boy. Must stab hard. It didn't take long for Xiao Wang to splatter 3 feet of blood. I, I have Xiao Wang wanted to open his mouth to speak, but something blocked his mouth. This time, he didn't even have the chance to sell Wu Liang in exchange for his own survival. An hour later, Xiao Wang became a cold corpse. Of course the zombies won't let Xiao Wang go, the awakened ones are good food. An City actually sneaked in undercover. It looks like there should be more than one. Brother Hong, I think you should remind the boss to pay attention. Butler knelt under Xiao Hong and said. Well, you're right. I'll go find the boss when I'm done. Xiao Hong nodded and continued to enjoy Butler's service. An hour later, Xiao Hong rode a bicycle to the seaside road. Of course he couldn't go forward on Donghu Island, but through monitoring, presumably Wang Ran should have received the news. After waiting for a while in the cold wind, Wang Ran finally came to the road. What's the matter with me at night? Wang Ran asked. I'm sorry boss, I disturbed you at night. Xiao Hong first apologized. There's nothing to be ashamed of, it's not me who you offended. Wang Ran shrugged. Xiao Hong was shocked. I am afraid that I will delay the good deeds of the 2 corpse emperors. I'm a little scared. Boss, I'd better get down to business first. Today, we got an undercover. It was discovered by Butler, who said it was the company's top agent. People we packed up. We speculate that there should be more than one undercover agent sent by the company to N City. Boss, what should we do? Xiao Hong asked. Are you undercover? It seems that the company is thinking of ways to mess with me. According to the time point, the time they lurked should be after the corpse tide attacked. After that time, we started a large-scale infrastructure construction and also attracted some outsiders. It's very likely that the undercover agent came in at that time. Let me think about. Wang Ran touched his chin and thought for a while. How about this? The people who come to us simply want to have a safe environment with food and drink. They shouldn't care too much about whether they are awakened or not. Find out all the survivors who have come to our N City in the past 2 weeks, and inject them with the vaccine newly developed by Shi Yao. This vaccine makes them immune to zombie viruses, but also loses the ability of the awakened. We assured them that the injections would provide them with easier jobs and better food, and I think the average survivor would agree. Those who are unwilling to agree, either get out or die. Wang Ran said coldly. He is not a philanthropist. It is good that he can provide work and food for these survivors who come to take in them. Good boss. It's all on me. Xiao Hong patted her chest. You can ask Jiangguo for help in this matter, and try not to make any mistakes. I'm going out tomorrow, and I'll leave it to you here. After Wang Ran finished speaking, he turned around and walked towards Donghu Island. There are a group of girls in the villa waiting to be fed. Early the next morning, Wang Ran brought Xiao and Tang Tang to port, and Momo originally wanted to go, but City N needed a corpse emperor to stay and manage. Tang Yan and his party also came to the pier. This time, he will take charge of the H city. Of course, he has to personally participate in the battle. Wang Ran first went to the laboratory and took the special revolver that Lu Shiyao prepared for him. With this thing, you can be lazy when you want to be lazy. A group of people took the Missouri and headed for H City. At this time, in N City, Wu Jiangguo and Xiao Hong called together the survivors who joined N City within 2 weeks. A careful count, the number of more than 3,000 people. It seems that a lot of people came here during this time. Of course, not everyone in N City is willing to accept it. Those who came to seek refuge, either handed in gold or supplies, or were powerful awakeners. When they were called, they were all confused. What are the leaders trying to do? Do you think we eat too much and want to drive us away? No way, although the work here is a bit tiring, but there is food, drink, and safety. I don't want to leave. Yeah, even if you let me skip 1 meal a day, I want to stay. People muttered. At this time, Wu Jiangguo stood up and took out a loudspeaker. Everyone pays attention. Yesterday, we found an undercover agent that a certain organization broke into us. He tried to destroy the stability and unity of N City. As far as we know, there are still undercover agents in your group. So, a decision was made above. We have developed a vaccine. As long as it is injected, it will be immune to the zombie virus, and the effect can last for 2 or 3 years. The side effect is that the power of the awakened will also be lost. The above means that everyone chooses voluntarily. If you are willing to inject, then stay, the workload can be halved, and the food supply will remain the same. You can also get a pack of cigarettes and a bottle of wine on the day of injection. I don't want to inject. We can only ask you to leave N City. Wu Jiangguo said with a serious face. Wu Jiangguo's voice resounded through the loudspeaker, and everyone was stunned.